Hello, my name is Jim. Welcome to my Booktube channel about books and reading and stuff. Today is Thursday, so I want to do a tag. I know tags should be done on Tuesday traditionally, but hey, Thursday begins with T as well. And the tag I want to do is around the world in 80 prompt tags. I was tagged for this by Alan of Big Hard Books and Classics. And this tag, like many others, comes from that tag factory known as Booktube with Elvis, created by Mark. It's quite clever. 8T tags, tags being days in German, and 8T, well, Tagen, but 8T rather than 80, 8T, yeah, okay, you get the picture. So, first prompt is T is for theatre. Do you read plays? If so, tell us about one of your favourites. I don't usually read plays. I think the reason for this was my English literature O-level way back in the 1980s. Our English teacher had this perverse choice of books for us. We had to read 2 plays and 1 poem. The plays were She Stoops to Conquer by Oliver Goldsmith, Richard II by Shakespeare, and the poem was Nun's Priest's Tale by Geoffrey Chaucer. We didn't have a single novel to read, which is probably why I failed English literature O-level, because I just hated that we're leaving out novels. I love reading novels, and there were no novels we could talk about. So Mr. Fallows of 4th and 5th form English literature back in Slough is to blame for my dislike of plays today. In the last 10 years I've only read 2 plays. These were both Shakespeare plays, Macbeth and Othello, and of these only Othello was read for pleasure because I wanted to read the story and I like the characters in Othello. Prompt 2, travel. Sadly we can't travel these days, but do you have a favourite travel writer or travel book to take you away on armchair adventures? We can travel in our local neighbourhood, and for that I like this book. This is Tristan Gooley, Tristan, another T, The Walker's Guide to Outdoor Clues and Signs. This is all about looking at nature to find out where you're going, and things like looking at the trunks of trees to see where the moss grows, to see if it's a south-facing tree or a north-facing tree, and other signs in nature to show you how to get through a forest or through fields or anything. It's a very fascinating book. Also with travel writers I like Tony Hawks. Tony Hawks is very funny. He did Around Ireland with a Fridge. He had a bet with a friend on a drunken night that he could hitchhike around Ireland with a fridge, and when he's going round he's asked about the fridge and he tells them about the bet, and the bet was for £50 and the fridge cost him £100. It's a very amusing tale. And also from Ireland is Dervla Murphy, who is a very intrepid woman who has been to many countries on her bicycle. She's cycled to Afghanistan and she cycled around Yugoslavia just after the war. She goes to many places. I wouldn't go even if it wasn't for this COVID pandemic, because she's a very brave lady and I don't have her bravery. Prompt number 3, time. What book took you the longest time to read? Well, I think maybe the Bible. This is a manga Bible. This isn't the one I read over 3 years. Here we have Noah's Ark and the flood story. Here we have Jesus. Yes, it took me 3 years, maybe in the 1980s, to read the Bible from start to finish. I read it all. Some of it was very repetitive, and some of the people I see quoting from the Bible, I don't think they have read the full book. Also with time, I'm reading Anna Karenina. This time I started 1st of January, it's now April, I'm still reading it. I'm on page 580, but I'm sure I picked up Anna Karenina in the 1980s, so this is going to be a very long time from start to finish, although I've started again because I forgot what I read earlier. Prompt 4. Traditional. Fairy tales or nursery rhymes? What are some of your favourites, and what are some you would not think suitable for kids today? I don't think fairy tales or nursery rhymes, some of them are suitable for kids at any time. Or maybe they're suitable for kids at all times, but they're very strange, and some of them are very dark. 3 blind mice, see how they run, see how they run. They all ran after the farmer's wife, who cut off their tails with a carving knife. Have you ever seen such a thing in your life as 3 blind mice? And that's quite dark. And that's not the only one that's quite dark. A lot of nursery rhymes are quite dark. Hush-a-bye baby on the tree top. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. Down will come baby, cradle and all. Now, this is something you sing to the child to get them to sleep. Do they understand what you're singing about? Babies falling out of trees? Yeah. But nursery rhymes from different times. Ring a roses, a pocket full of posies, a tissue, we all fall down. This came from the plague years. People would start sneezing, pneumonic plague, and then they would die. Prompt 5. Tasty. Food, glorious food. What are some of your favourite books about food? I used to have lots of cookbooks, but I didn't bring them with me to Georgia. Now, if I want culinary inspiration, I usually look at YouTube. My favourite cooking channel is Laura in the Kitchen. Laura is a vivacious Italian-American with lots of great recipes and lots of enthusiasm for cooking. I do have one cookbook, this one. Gordon Ramsay Makes It Easy. I like Gordon Ramsay's style, I like his enthusiasm for food. This is very inspirational. 6. Terrible. Who is a truly terrible, nasty but memorable character that stands out for you? I said I'd read Othello. The standout character for me is Iago. This is a very interesting character. He's evil, he's nasty, he's vindictive, and he's also very clever, very intelligent. T is for truth. The truth is often stranger than fiction. Give us some examples from your extensive reading. For this I go to my Twitter feed. I'm following quite interesting, if you know the BBC programme QI, quite interesting is feed of the QI elves who come up with all these weird and wonderful facts. For example, in 1999, after a spate of chair-related injuries, employees of one of the units of the Seattle Police Department had to attend a 30-minute safety lecture about how to safely sit in a chair. T is for Triumph. Alan of Big Hard Books and Classics suggested Triumph motorcycles. This is a Triumph car. This is a Triumph Herald. The model is a Dinky Toy. This is from the early 60s. This car is older than me. Dinky Toys made in England. I have a lot of these little cars. Here are some more recent Triumphs. The models, this is the Triumph TR6. TR6 was an English sports car. The 1970s, this is a recent model made by Hot Wheels in Malaysia. Continuing on this theme, T is for toy. This is my tag. What toys from your childhood do you still have as adults, if any? I'm not talking adult toys, of course. I'm not even going there. But I have a lot of Matchbox cars. This is my stuff. I'm reading a book at the moment called Stuff, talking about the thin line between collecting and hoarding, when it's okay and when it becomes a problem. I have about 1,600 die-cast cars, toy cars, mostly this size, the 3-inch size of the Matchbox cars or the Hot Wheels cars. And yeah, and who do I tag? Well, most of the people in this corner of Booktube have already been tagged with this, so I'll tag some of those from the fantasy Booktube corner. I'll tag Gregory LaPerche and I'll tag Abby Salter. If you like this video, you can like and subscribe below, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.